Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Voices of Longevity Meet the Researchers, a short form interview series from the Institute for Successful Longevity here at Florida State University. I'm your host, Victoria Valko, the ISL's outreach assistant, and in each episode, we speak with ISL affiliates to learn more about their work, their perspectives, and the people behind the research, all under 15 minutes. So today is actually a special episode, and I'm excited to welcome a new ISL staff member, Dr. Daniel Leme, who will serve as a postdoctoral research fellow here at the ISL. So congratulations, Dr. Leme, and let's get started.
Thank you very much, Victoria. Thank you for having me in this opportunity. This is a great moment to share my experience and my research.
Absolutely. So do you mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about your background, where you're from, your path to the ISL, and maybe something people might not expect about you?
My name is Daniel. I am a postdoctoral scholar at the Institute for Successful Longevity. I came from Brazil. There I work as a physio in clinic and hospital assisting older patients. And I concluded my master in the PhD degree in gerontology at the University of Campinas, a public university in Brazil. In my PhD, I investigated determinants of chronic disease, especially frailty syndrome in older adults. Frailty syndrome is a condition characterized by weakness, exhaustion, physical inactivity. And before I came to the ISL Institute, I concluded my postdoctoral period at the University of Waterloo in Canada, where I participated in projects related to the mental health and the physical health. And people might expect me that I like connecting with people, make friends, be friendly, and learning and collaborate with people. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, what first drew you to the field of aging and longevity research, and was there any kind of personal connection or moment that really inspired you?
As a physio, I have many patients, elderly patients especially. And I wanted to know more about how to help these patients understand the aging process to give them the best treatment. My undergraduate professor always said me I should pursue the area of aging. And my master and my PhD supervisor gave me a good training and always saw in me a person who could stand out the research, especially analyzing data from elderly people to try to understand the health condition that affect them.
And with your current research, in simple terms, why does it matter to you personally or to the broader public right now?
That's a great question. My current research is about the determinants of healthy aging. Healthy aging can be defined by components such as physical and mental health, social being, and functional ability. I have focused on factors that can predict how well persons age. We know that lifestyle, to exercise, healthy food, sleep is extremely important, but social and environment factors can determine whether we are aging healthily, maintaining vitality, such as health income, high income, access to the health services, and other services such as supermarket, transportation, and access to the internet. These factors play a significant role in facilitate a healthy aging. As people aging, they need to remain physically active and improve lifestyle, have access to the services and technologies to remain connection with other people, avoiding loneliness, such as using the internet to connect via emails or social media. All these things are extremely important for staying physically and cognitively healthy.
Mhm.
Healthy aging is a complex process of adaptation to physical, social, and psychosocial change. And in this project, I use a machine learning approach to understand the most important healthy aging predictors. Another project that I focus is using network analysis to verify the factors associated with sarcopenia. That is a condition very common in older adults, and it's characterized by low muscle strength, low muscle mass, and low physical performance or low walking speed, and frailty. Both conditions are multifactorial, and for this reason, I use some strategies such as social network, Bayesian network analysis to understand how variables and the multiple factors related simultaneously to these both conditions, sarcopenia and frailty.
Mhm. And with that research, is there a recent discovery or a part of that project that really excites you? And like what makes it meaningful and maybe share how you felt when you made that discovery?
That's a great question. This last research about healthy aging predictors brings me an interesting discovery. I had 10 most top 10 most important predictors of healthy aging. Um, the predictors of healthy aging were family wealth, staying physically activity, and especially stay connected via the internet. This can compensate for the difficulties that frail elderly people having access services as they can buy online or do activities such as going to the bank as well, interact with friends and family, avoid loneliness, and improve cognition and cognitive reserve. In these studies, the access to the internet is extremely important for older adults, um, keep healthy in longitudinal perspective or longitudinal design.
And what's one thing you wished more people understood about aging or the science behind it? And are there any misconceptions that you've had early in your career that changed?
Um, People must understand that aging is a natural, continuous, and individual process with physical, psychological, and the social changes that can be positive or negative. It depends on the each individual. It's essential to recognize that aging is not a disease, it's not a problem, but rather than a natural process that can be experienced in a health and a full way. Um, One thing that sometimes people have in terms of the aging is discrimination. Discrimination based on aging, particularly against older people. It encompass negative stereotypes, discriminatory practice directed at individuals based on their age. Um, One name is extremely important now for literature is ageism. Ageism is example, workplace discrimination, healthcare disparities, social isolation. But people need to understand that old age can be a phase of experience and new discoveries, offering the opportunity to dedicate oneself to hobbies, personal projects, strengthen one's social network. It's important to mention that old age affects social life in several ways, from the reduction of social networks to the loss of social roles as a result of a retirement. However, as a researcher, I need to show people that old age is a phase to live with quality of life and opportunities to engage in social activities, voluntary work, paid work, and feel part of society. That's extremely important.
And can you
Yeah.
share a moment or story when you realized your work was making a difference for older adults or the community?
That's a great question. In my master in gerontology in Brazil, I had the opportunity to talk to a participant in one of my research projects. She was a kind lady. She was 75 years old. She was assisting in the geriatric service and attended in one of our research seminars. She told us that she felt important to participate in this study because in addition to the clinical exam she was undergoing, to enjoy the environment and the conversation with clinicians, students, and researchers. She felt better being able to talk to everyone, which alleviates or compensated the health and personal problems she faced at that moment. Sometimes older adults need to be welcomed and listened. In addition to the research, the professional life, we needed to feel that we can improve their quality of life, improve their social life, especially in terms of making connection with these persons and try to understand their lives, their environment, their social lives.
And have you ever encountered a surprising myth or misconception in your work, and how did you work to challenge it?
Um, I have not approached a mixed conception during my research career, but as a physio, when I treat elderly patients in hospital and clinics, I always had to advise them that doing exercise, especially lift weights, within a rehab program was very important for many health conditions. Some patients and caregivers were afraid and had some misunderstanding about the physiotherapy procedures to treat geriatric conditions. For example, elder patients with osteoarthritis in knee and feeling pain, they can imagine that they cannot do physical exercise. But I always looked into the literature for the best course of attention to help and guide in them and explain in an easy way how do exercises in a rehab program.
And what advice would you give to students interested in research or careers related to aging and longevity? And what's something you wish you knew when you started out?
Yeah, I have some advices. First, strong relationships with supervisors, professors, mentors, lab colleagues, learning, absorb the teaching, new techniques, new courses. Do not hesitate to contact them. Try making connection with them. Second one is networking is crucial in research. Is not different in Asia area. It's important to connect with different researchers from different institutes to have one idea what happened in that moment of researchers. Congress and events, that is extremely important. Make your presentation, contact other research from different institutes and learning with them experiences. And try to understand their roles and the fields in aging area. There are lots of fields, biological cellular aging, mental health, such as depression and aging, neurodegenerative disease, cognition, geriatric care, public policy, social services, development of technology that can improve the quality of life for older adults, such as assisted device and telehealth solutions. All these areas are huge, and there are lots of opportunities for students to start in them.
And thank you for sharing. And for fun, just to wrap up, what's something non-research related you're passionate about or that helps you unwind outside of work?
In my free time, I like play piano. I like play acoustic guitar. I definitely love learning and reading about bands, rock bands, and learning and reading about all kinds of music styles. And I like watch football or soccer in US. And as a Brazilian, I'm a fan of football, and this is make me more happy and relaxing time that I'm not working.
Well, thank you for sharing. That actually wraps up this episode of Voices of Longevity. A big thank you to Dr. Leme for sharing your work with us. And if you'd like to learn more about the ISL and the research happening here and across our network, please visit isl.fsu.edu and our socials. I'm Victoria Valko. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on Voices of Longevity, where you meet the ISL researchers.